Have you ever said yes when you should have said no? My mother used to say, Holly, pencils have erasers because everybody makes a mistake. I just had no idea mine would be so big. On July 31st, 2014, I was ordered to self-surrender to Alderson Federal Prison Camp in Alderson, West Virginia. I was charged with conspiracy to commit mortgage fraud and money laundering. I was sentenced for 21 months. I was no longer Holly, the trusted real estate broker, but Pasut, 27879058. The day my sister and 3 kids took me to the gate to drop me off was the day I died. How do I say goodbye to my sister who never had children and now has my 3? How do I say goodbye to my 3 kids who thought their mother was their hero? The white truck came down and the guard got out and she said, get in the truck, I'm taking you through the gates. Do not look back at your family and do not wave. Kind of thinking, I wish I had known that so I could have warned my family, but I'm sitting in the truck and I could feel their eyes wondering, why isn't Holly turning? Why isn't she waving goodbye? Most of us have lived in a home or an apartment. Well, I lived in a cube 44. Only I paid for it with my time. Time was so painful. Time took way too long. The older inmates would come up to me and they'd see me struggling and they'd say, Pasut, don't let the time do you. You do the time. And I thought, that's good. I know where you're going with this, ladies, but you see, I had a different plan. The red phone. That red phone, I'm telling you, that thing had power. That red phone was going to be my automatic release because I knew I wasn't supposed to be there. And every time that phone rang, I would stop and I'd wait for someone to answer and say, release Pasut. That never happened. I would lay in my bunk and I would look across the room at the bulletin board. And half the board was for me and the other half was for my bunkie. I got the slang now. I would look at that bulletin board and I would see my family on the board. And it confused me. I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that my kids' faces are in a federal prison. And then I would think, well, Holly, it's because you're in the federal prison. And then I would think to myself, but why? Why? Why did you say yes? So here's the part where I look for a volunteer. So anyone like to volunteer and help me play a little game called What Should I Do? I only need 1 volunteer, so you guys don't rush up here on me. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
Daniel.
Oh, Daniel. Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Daniel, I need to ask you a favor.
Sure.
Thank you. Here's the situation. I'm not able to get back into the office, and I've got a document that needs to be signed. And I'm going to have a courier just fly in there. I need you to open it up. I need you to sign my name for me. And then just give it back to the courier, and they'll take it to where I've already instructed them. I really appreciate you doing this. I would get in there, but there is just no way. Also, I know it's a bit unusual, but sometimes you just have to take it for the team. I mean, this is going to be such a great thing. And you know what, Daniel? I got to tell you, when we first hired you, I wasn't sure about you, but I've really watched you in the office, and you're creative and you're smart. You're doing just a fabulous job. I mean, I really do think we hit a grand slam when we hired you. So take Monday off, and I got to run. Talk to you later. Goodbye.
Bye.
So, what are you going to do?
The right thing to do is to not.
Tell them. Don't tell me.
The right thing to do is to not sign it. But that's a very difficult ethical decision.
So what are you going to do?
What would I do? It would probably depend on how well I know or how well I trust my boss. But if I'm just starting there, probably not going to, because it's not worth it.
So what are you going to do?
I would tell the boss that I can't do it. I would ask them to come back in and sign it themselves.
Okay. Hope you do it. Go, Daniel. Yeah, but realistically, it's hard to stand here with 125 students and say, I know you're not supposed to, but I'm probably going to sign it. That's probably what most people are going to do. Now, was this boss just trying to maximize company profits? Or was this boss conducting unethical business behavior? Was it forgery? Was it fraud? I don't know. But these are the conversations that I want to bring. He handed me a commission check one day. It made no sense for this man to give me money. It was totally irrational until I rationalized it. I said, why are you giving that to me? And then I took it. I started to think to myself, well, it's kind of true. I did waste a lot of hours, a lot of gas, and yeah, maybe I do deserve it. Mollification. I had heard that other agents have accepted commission checks from time to time for services that they never performed, and it was kind of just a little gesture that contractors would make. It happens. So I kind of blamed it. Well, it's never happened to me, but I guess it's okay. I know others who have. Just because people jump off a bridge doesn't mean that's okay to go do, but I made it okay. And then, this is a good one. Then he said, Holly, you work so hard. You're raising 3 kids by yourself, you work all the time. And he said, I'm just trying to be nice. I just want to be nice. And I thought, can't people just be nice anymore? My friends would ask me, Holly, didn't you have an idea? Didn't you know this guy was up to something? Couldn't you just sense it? And I kept saying, no, I just didn't. I just didn't have any idea. You see, intuition functions so quickly and so well that sometimes we doubt it functions at all. But in thinking back, because I had a couple hours to think back when I was in Cube 44, I was thinking back, Holly, he was kind of strange. So why did you keep going? And then I realized, well, even though, I don't know, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong, but I did get that feeling, but I ignored it. I just kept moving. But the good news is, well, actually, the bad news was the whole time I'm becoming involved in conspiracy to commit mortgage fraud and money laundering because I was just going too fast. I wasn't watching him. I was making this about me. But the good news is we're all a little bit saint, maybe some more than others, and a little bit sinner. simultaneously. But we're all equipped to make a good decision. But we've got to do a couple of things. We have to listen. We have to process what we're hearing. And we have to discern it. And they come in steps, and they can't go on the fly. As we leave here today, let's leave more aware of our need to protect ourselves from ourselves. I was the worst part of my experience. My decisions were made with a foolish heart, not really for fraud. Although when I was in prison, I was kind of wishing I had done the fraud. I would have felt better about being there. But nonetheless, I needed to protect myself from myself. I believe everybody in this room wants to make a good decision. I want to make a good decision. But there will be times that you will be asked to do something that doesn't feel right. And at the risk of losing your job, or perhaps not getting hired, or maybe it's a personal relationship, you will be challenged. Before you make that decision, do me a favor. Stand back and ask yourself, is this worth the risk? And if you're not sure if this is worth the risk, you may need to activate something in you that will activate another trigger. Maybe knowledge isn't enough. Maybe love would be another trigger for you. How would you feel if you were pulled away from your family, or from someone that you love, a relationship, a brother, a sister, a mother, a child? Is there someone in your life that is depending on you that would be absolutely crushed, devastated that you were no longer around? You see, sometimes the decisions we make in life have to be much bigger than us. When your morals come into conflict with the organization's misgivings, you're going to be challenged. Observe your own thinking. Stand courageously, because every decision from here out will have a lasting consequence. And you must remember, do not do what I did. Do not have a courage collapse. You can live in a house, or you can live in a cube. The choice is yours. Please, do not say yes when you should say no. Thank you.